cannot for the life of me find my lip roller. And I have 2 dogs, so I apologize if you see dog hair on me. This is just, we're gonna roll with it. Hi, I am Taylor Eaton. I am a 5'1" splenic projector and a human design and money mindset expert. And over the last several years, I've built a thriving multiple 6-figure business around human design and have helped hundreds of people become human design readers. I get asked a lot of questions around building a human design reader business, and a lot of those questions are about the more systems and structures side of things. So what chart software to use when you do readings, how to conduct readings, the kind of workflow for setting up the back-end automation of readings. So that's really what I want to give you here in this video. I want to break down all of the system software structures that I use in my business to do human design readings. I will include links to the different softwares or websites that I recommend in this video. I'll put them in the description below the video. I will say none of these companies have paid me to create this video or say these things about their platforms, though if any of these companies see this video and want to sponsor future videos, hit me up. Also, most links in the description are not affiliate links. I will make sure to note when I do have an affiliate link in there so that you know that if you click it and then end up purchasing through that link, that I will get some sort of commission. Really, this video is just intended to be an honest overview of the programs I use and the general workflow that I move through when I conduct a human design reading. There are alternatives to pretty much every program or software that I discuss in this video. So if any one option that I talk about here doesn't seem like the right fit for you or is out of your price point in terms of what you want to invest at this point, just know there are alternatives out there. There's just way too many for me to list. So this will hopefully just give you a jumping off point of what kind of systems you can expect to invest in or use to scale up in your human design reading business. Some of the things that I mention in this video are free, some are paid, and not every program that I use is going to be something that you necessarily need to use, especially if you're just starting out offering readings and building your human design reading business. I run a multiple 6-figure business, so some of these programs make sense for me to have. They may or may not make sense for you to have depending on where you are in your business and what kind of offers you have. And I will also say that there are areas where I could maybe drop 1 or 2 of these programs and use features of other programs I already have to streamline things even more or save on a couple bucks a month. But for now, this is, at the time of recording, the systems and processes I use just because of how my business has scaled up over the years and where we've had things set up and where we have yet to migrate things from. But overall, I'm very satisfied with the different programs that I use that I'm going to talk about in this video and with my overall workflow. So as always, take what works for you, leave what doesn't. So I am going to give you a rundown of every program I use when it comes to offering human design readings. There are other programs I have in my business that I'm not going to mention in this video because they aren't relevant to any part of giving human design readings. They're more things that I use for passive programs in my business or things like that. But at the end of this video, I will give you a rundown of what I think are the most essential types of programs to have. So again, if you are just starting out, you will not need all of these different systems that I have. They're just nice to have when you can afford to scale up. So again, I'll give you at the end a rundown of kind of the bare bones of what I think you need in order to start offering readings without losing your mind. And I am making this video while my daughter is napping, and I think I am running out of time to get it done. So to speed things up, I'm going to look at my notes over here. So if you see me looking down here, that is what I am doing. But I want to make sure I don't miss anything, and I want to make sure we get through this before I have to go. So let's dive in. Okay, so first up, we have Squarespace. My website, and therefore my sales page for my readings, is hosted on Squarespace. I will put up a screen share of that here so you can see what it looks like, but currently my readings are fully booked. So right now there is no option on this page to purchase, but just to join the waitlist for when readings are available. When readings are available to purchase, this waitlist form right here gets removed from the sales page, and either me or my team will go in and add in a button there for people to click. It'll usually just say something like, book your human design reading here. And when they click that button, that takes them to the next software I use, which is Acuity. Acuity is my calendar and booking app. I can set my hours on what hours I'm available on there. People can look at it and book whenever they're ready and reserve those time slots. It also collects payments from people, and it allows me to set up custom forms for people to fill out all of their info that I need to use to pull up their human design chart, so all of their birth information. It also allows me to add in a custom terms and conditions so that people have all those legal disclaimers they need when signing up for a reading. It also sends out an auto email to people upon purchase, so they get a confirmation of the reading, of the fact that it's booked in my calendar and the time and date of it. They also get an auto email sent to them about 24 hours before our call so that they are reminded of it, which is especially helpful when I have people booking out months in advance on my calendar. Sometimes people forget about those dates when it's been a little while. And those emails also contain the link to the reading, so the Zoom link that I use, and then they also contain a link to reschedule their reading if they need to. So super handy. Acuity does quite a bit of the heavy lifting and automation of the actual booking process. It also emails me whenever someone books so that I know someone booked, and it also syncs with my Google Calendar on my phone, which is super helpful for keeping my calendar streamlined so I'm not double booking myself with other things. I believe Acuity has a free version of it. However, I know I pay for an upgraded version of it because a lot of the features I just mentioned are not available in the free version. I'm not entirely sure what's available in the free version. I think it might just be the ability to have a calendar and have people reserve time slots on your calendar, but I don't think you can process payments through that. I don't think you can have custom questionnaires. I'm not sure about the auto emails at that point. So if you want to really automate a lot of your booking process and make it really seamless for people to pay you without having to get a separate link from you somewhere else or wait for you to confirm their appointment or anything like that, then something like Acuity is really valuable to have. And honestly, the cost for Acuity really isn't that much, considering all that it does in terms of automating booking your appointments and collecting payments and all of that. When you pay for the paid version, it's really very reasonable with how much you're paying every month. Also, I believe Acuity allows you to do coupon codes and bundles of readings so people can book multiple appointments with you, or purchase multiple appointments, I should say. But for that, I use something else, which is Kajabi. Okay, so I will say this right off the bat. I would not recommend Kajabi for anyone just starting out in business or just starting out offering readings. Kajabi is, I don't even know what to call it. It is a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs for a lot of things. A whole client management system. It does emails, it does course or program hosting, it does memberships, it builds funnels, it has checkout pages, all that sort of stuff. It is an insanely robust program, but it is more for you if you're doing more than just readings and if you're already established and making a decent amount of money in your business, because it is a much higher price point than something like Acuity. This is more for you if you are already established in business and already have other offers, or planning on very quickly expanding to include other offers in your business that are maybe more self-paced or passive programs, those sorts of things. This is what I do. This is a lot of what I use Kajabi for. I also use it as my main email system for my email list and all that sort of stuff. When it comes to human design readings, I use Kajabi more for my high-level private clients who do longer packages with me, who have recurring readings and usually have some other type of support or program access included that isn't just one-off human design readings. So this is great for me because if I, for example, am giving different types of support and need much more robust terms and conditions included at checkout, and also have different kind of payment plans set up, and people are booking multiple readings with me and they have access to different types of my offers, and I want to just have them pay in one place and not have to pay in multiple places for that and then go book readings and blah, blah, blah. That's what I use Kajabi for. I use it to create a payment link for people so that they can pay for a bunch of readings at once, and also any other things that we're adding onto their custom package. Then when they booked, I send them a direct link via email to go over to Acuity and book on my calendar there. So I'm still using Acuity in conjunction with Kajabi. Again, like I said, I think I could probably eliminate that if I wanted to, because I believe now at this point Kajabi has a calendar and booking section of it that it didn't used to have when I first purchased it and enrolled years and years ago. But for me, that's just how we're set up right now. So if you're just starting out and you want to automate the booking process and you're just offering human design readings for now, I would say something like Acuity is going to be your best bet. If you are already established in business, have a lot of offers, and you're like, look, I'm now adding in human design readings to the mix, I need somewhere to host everything, something like Kajabi is probably a really good investment for you at this point in your business. For me personally, I like Kajabi because I have a lot of passive self-paced offers in my business, a lot of digital products that I want a place to host them in and give people easy automated access to things. It's where I like having my email list. It's where I like connecting with and collecting payments for my higher end clients, because it just creates a more seamless experience when they're getting other things added in beyond just booking human design readings on my calendar. So it is part of my human design reading workflow when it comes to booking clients in sometimes. it's for those higher level clients. So that's what I like to use it for in relation to what we're talking about in this video. I do have a affiliate link for Kajabi in the description of this video. I believe if you use my link, you get some sort of free trial to try out Kajabi. I also earn a commission on you signing up for it if you end up paying for it. So that's there if you know you want to try out Kajabi, if you want to use it and you want to support me in some way. I always appreciate if you use my affiliate link. So whether I'm booking people through Acuity or Kajabi, on either platform, you still have to have a way to process payments. So while Acuity and Kajabi both have kind of built-in checkout pages and things like that, you have to hook them up to a payment processor in order to actually collect payments from people. So for that, I use PayPal and Stripe. Both Stripe and PayPal integrate nicely with Acuity and Kajabi, and both Stripe and PayPal are pretty big players, pretty standard platforms to use in terms of payment processing. I like both. You don't need both. You really just need one way to collect payments from people in exchange for your readings. I like offering both Stripe and PayPal because it gives people different options. So if they don't have a PayPal account, they can directly enter in their credit card on my checkout page with the Stripe option. If they want to use their PayPal account because it's faster or they feel more secure in doing that, they have that option. Again, it's just an elevated user and client experience in my mind to offer different payment options. Okay, so once my client has landed on my sales page, decided to book a reading, booked it on my calendar and paid for it, then it is time for me to pull up their chart and prepare some notes for a reading. To pull up their chart, I prefer to use mybodygraph.com. There are a lot of chart softwares out there. I have tried many of them. Mybodygraph.com is my favorite for pulling up human design charts, partially because it is free to use, though it does have some upgrades or add-ons that you can purchase separately, but also because of one feature, which is that it allows you to save human design charts that you pull up. And I think this is really valuable because as someone who has especially recurring clients or someone who likes to pull up a client's chart before the reading and then also have it open during the reading, I really like to have a place where I can just pull up the chart once and it is saved and then I can refer back to it. If you start booking a lot of readings over time, or like I said, recurring clients, this will save you so much time and so much stress of worrying about if you're entering in all the information correctly from the person's info that they gave you for their birth time and date and time zones and all of that. If you're putting it in correctly or missing anything, because if you miss anything by just a minute or two or a different time zone, it can potentially change a whole human design chart. So making sure you're taking your time to do it correctly once and then not having to do it again and worry about that to me is worth so much. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite human design chart software. Now, to actually prepare for readings and compile notes before a reading, I use the Ultimate Human Design Reader resource. To be fully transparent, this is my own product. This is one of my programs that I have created. This program I created as a reader training program, but also as something to help human design readers get out there and sell their readings and get paid for them, and also give them tools to make their readings seamless and powerful. And one of these features is a whole cheat sheet vault. And in the cheat sheet vault, there are hundreds of pages of PDFs that you can use to quickly compile notes for readings. So whenever I have a reading coming up, I now go into the cheat sheet vault in the Ultimate Human Design Reader resource, and I just pull whatever PDFs I need that are relevant to my client's chart, and then voila, within 5 to 10 minutes, I have all the notes I need for a reading. If you want more info on that and want that as a resource, definitely go check it out. The link for the Ultimate Human Design Reader resource is in the description of this video. I'm biased, but I think it's one of the most amazing human design reader training programs and resources out there. Oh, hi, Munchie. Hello. Also, if you're like, I don't need a whole program or I don't need a whole vault full of PDFs, I'm good. I just want a little bit of guidance for structuring my readings and creating notes. I've got you covered. I also have linked in the video description a free checklist to help you prepare for and structure your readings. So that's there for you to check out also if you want it. But yeah, that's how I prepare for my readings. It saves me so much more time than I used to spend. I used to spend hours preparing notes for every single chart that I would ever read. And this is just, oh my God, it's given me so much of my life back. So now in my workflow is when I actually do my readings. And for this, I use Zoom. I like using Zoom for my human design readings because it allows me to either be face-to-face with my clients in real time, or if they prefer, we can just be doing the call via audio. It allows me to also share my screen, meaning I can share their body graph or their human design chart with them in real time, so I can point at different things and help them know if they don't know where the root center is. I can be like, oh yeah, it's right down here at the bottom of your chart. So this just gives me all the tools I need to just seamlessly do real-time readings online. Oh, and Zoom allows me to record my calls. This is really important because there are a lot of other softwares out there that will allow you to do virtual calls, but not all of them allow you to record your readings. Now, as a human design reader, you do not have to record your readings and offer that as something that the client gets access to after the reading. I think it's a really nice touch to do so because it's really easy for you to do, and it allows people to be very present during their calls and not be taking tons of notes, because a lot of times on a human design reading, we're throwing a lot of information at them. They're not familiar with their human design system. They're trying to take it all in. They don't know what's really relevant for them and what's more just terminology they can let go of. So I found that having a platform that allows me to do my readings face-to-face and also allows me to record that conversation and then easily send it to the client, that's incredibly valuable for me and for my client. I do have an upgraded version of Zoom where I pay for additional storage on it so that I don't have to worry about running out of storage space for all of the readings I do, because there are some times where I have a lot of readings in a month or in a week, and then there's other times where I don't do many in a month or week just because I have that kind of flexible schedule. So for me, I like not having to stay on top of managing my storage, but I know Zoom has a free version. I'm not sure it has everything you need. I believe you can record your calls. I don't think it gives you very much storage though, so that's just something to consider. So once the human design reading is done, all that is left is for me or my team to send off the recording of the call to my client along with any other follow-up. And for that, I just use good old Gmail. Really, any email client will work. I just use Gmail because it's widely used, and it's also where I purchased my custom business domain and my emails through. So that's just what I use there. So really all I do when I follow up with a client after a reading is I just send them a simple email that says, it was so nice to connect with you. I loved getting to dive into your chart with you. Here's the link to download your recording. And I just go into Zoom, I grab from my recording section there the link to share a recording with them. I share their recording, I put that link, just paste it into the email, and then I will give them any other follow-up notes if I said I was going to include anything for them, or if they had any other questions that we didn't get to on the call, I will note that there, or if it's a recurring client, they have some homework or action items I've given them, I'll include that there if I think I need to as well. And then I just send that off. This is also a place where you can ask for reviews or testimonials. I'll also throw that out there, just a good strategy to have. As a side note, I typically give people a week to download their recording of our call before it can get deleted. Typically, recordings of readings will live in my Zoom storage cloud for months, but whenever I do need to go through and clear all that out, I make sure I'm always giving people at least a week to download their Zoom recording. So that's it. That's the rundown. Those are all the systems and structures and softwares I use and my workflow for giving human design readings. Super simple. I think it works really well. A lot of it's automated, which is great. A lot of what I use is free or very low cost investment. Definitely the priciest investment is Kajabi. Again, you do not need that if you are just starting out doing readings. Even if you're further along, you still might not even need something as robust and pricey as that. If you are just starting out and you want to spend the least amount of money possible to get your human design business up and running and be able to book readings without having to go back and forth with people all the time, I will give you a quick rundown right now of what I think you absolutely need in order to get started. So first of all, you will need a way to communicate with your clients before and after the reading. This can just be email, it can be a messenger app, whatever you want to use. You will also need a way to collect payments. Again, this is where I use PayPal or Stripe. A lot of payment processors don't have an up cost front to you. They are more just something that will take a percentage of each transaction and maybe add on an additional fee, but that way you're not having to pay upfront. You will also need a calendar for you to record your appointments on so that you don't forget them or you don't double book. This can literally just be a physical calendar, or it can be the calendar in your phone. You do not have to pay for a calendar app. I like Acuity just because it makes the whole booking process easier for everyone, myself, and especially for my clients. You will need a way to pull up their human design chart. You can use mybodygraph.com for that, or any other chart software that you like. And you will need a way to actually do the call and possibly record it if you're offering the recording as part of what the client gets. For this, again, I like Zoom. There are other options out there for you. And really, when you look at that whole list of what I just gave you, you can do all of that for either free or very, very low cost. Really, I do not recommend investing in all of the systems that I currently use if you are just starting out as a reader. Start with the free or low cost options first. Really, at the end of the day, anytime you add in any of these systems, it's just to save yourself time and energy, and it's also to make a more seamless booking experience for your clients. When I first started out offering human design readings, people would let me know they wanted a reading. I would give them a payment link through Messenger or through email that would lead to a PayPal checkout page. They would pay there, and then once they paid, I would go back and forth with them manually to get them on my calendar and find a time and date that worked for us both. And then I would manually send over a Zoom link and all of that. So having these systems and softwares really just saves me time and makes it easier and quicker for my clients to book. I think this is really valuable as you scale up. I do not think you need to start with all of these bells and whistles up front, especially if this is something that you're not sure if you're going to want to pursue long term. So like I said, if you're just starting out, start with the free or very low cost things first and then scale up from there. I hope this video helps you on your human design journey. If so, be sure to like and subscribe and also say hi in the comments so we can connect there. And I can't wait to share more tips with you in the future.